Hey you guys, welcome back to My Table 3. Today I am going to share with you one of our favorite salad dressings that we make homemade at home, and that is the best dill pickle ranch. Now, if you love pickles and you love ranch, and this is totally the salad dressing for you, it can be used as a veggie dip, like on a veggie tray. You can whip it up and it'll keep up to a week or two in your fridge, probably about a week. So I wouldn't really push it more than that. So if I'm going to double the batch today, so if you don't use ranch very often, you can make one batch or even maybe half that. But we eat a lot of salads and we go through it a lot. So I am going to double the batch today, and I'm going to show you a little bit what we use, and I will link the full recipe, which is on my blog, below. You find everything okay? So like I said, that recipe will be linked below. Nate's in here. What you working on, bud? He just got through with school. He was whizzing through his algebra, and it was faster than Mom could write the problem out to help him. So mainly he helps me. Anyway, so we're gonna whip up this easy dressing. If you haven't seen my last video, it was on some salads that are great for spring and summer. Great to whip up and keep in your fridge. So I thought, why not show you our favorite salad dressing? It wouldn't work well on those salads, but it'll work great in any other salad. Like maybe you're getting lettuce out of your garden now, and pretty soon bell peppers and carrots and things will be coming out that you could dip in this ranch as well. So I am going to go ahead and show you what goes into it. I'm not going to tell you measurements, because sometimes when I'm filming I forget because I've made it so much. But don't worry, because I have the exact measurements in that recipe below. So, and remember, I'm doubling. The recipe is for one batch that's linked below, so you can double it or half it if you just need a little bit. So the first thing I'm going to do is add 1 block of cream cheese. And you may be thinking, cream cheese and ranch, that's odd. It kind of is odd, but I got the inspiration for this a few months back. My mother-in-law was in the hospital, and there was a Cracker Barrel in the parking lot of the hospital, and so she had improved greatly, and we were able to go out to lunch while she ate her lunch. I think she was getting tired of us. She needed a break from us hovering over. But so we went out to lunch and we went to Cracker Barrel, and I had one of their chicken salads, which was excellent. And I noticed that they had a new ranch. I typically don't like Cracker Barrel's ranch, but my sister-in-law Terry works there, and she said try the dill pickle ranch. Well, I love anything pickled. So I said, yeah, let's try that. So I got it and fell in love with it, and I knew I had to come home and try and recreate that myself. I looked everywhere online to find a copycat, and I just couldn't find one. So I decided I'll just make my own, right? And plus, I can use my own ranch seasoning mix, which it's not my recipe. This is just a ranch dry mix that I use instead of the packs at the store. I have used the packs at the store, so they work fine here as well. The only thing to keep in mind is that they have salt or more sodium. So this could be really salty, so be careful with that. But I'll link the recipe. This is from a friend of mine, a blogger, Megan, over at Mad Creations. I just use her recipe, so I'll link her recipe below if you want to try and make your own at home. It's really easy, just using spices like dill, garlic, onion, what else, parsley. So really simple. And I do put a little bit of salt in it, but not near as much as they do in the packet. So we put the cream cheese in, we'll use this in a little bit. The next thing is you're going to do is use real mayo. You can make your own. I'm not on that level yet, but it's something I am working on. I told my husband over the weekend that I wanted to start making our own, because our chickens are laying really good, and I don't like the oils, you know, the inflammatory oils that are in most mayonnaises. But you could use an olive oil base or avocado based mayonnaise, whichever mayo is your favorite. So you're just going to throw that in with that block of cream cheese. Remember, double recipe here. You don't necessarily have to do that. And then what is dill pickle ranch without dill pickles, right? So these are just dill pickle hamburger slices is what we call them here. But basically dill pickles, if you like kosher, you could use kosher. I wouldn't recommend sweet pickles. First, it's not going to keep you in low carb or trim healthy mama setting because of the sugar, and I just don't think it would turn out good. So dill pickle ranch is what we're making. So I have the measurements in, so I'm going to go ahead and put these in. And I am making these in the food processor because you want to chop the pickles up fine, and you want to make sure the cream cheese is blended in well. So next thing you're going to do is add your ranch powder. I believe is, let me check my recipe. I have it wrote down so I can remember. I don't want to screw my own ranch up. Okay, so you're going to use your ranch powder mix. I'm just going to stir it up some. And I'm just going to use this for now, and since I'm doubling, I may have to come back, but we'll test it in a minute. So next thing we're going to do is just blend this up really quick. You're looking for a smooth consistency. Now you will have a few lumps because of pickles, and that is absolutely fine. Mainly it's the cream cheese that you want to blend in well with the mayo. So I'm going to go ahead and blend this. I'll mute it so you don't have to listen to the sound, but let me go ahead and get that started. We'll come back in a minute and I'll get you closer so you can look at the consistency and we'll taste it. Okay, so I just blended together. And I just wanted to check. I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys the consistency there. You can see it's really thick right now. See how that's more like a dip consistency? So at this point you would taste it and adjust your seasonings, like your ranch mix. If you need to, sometimes I add extra dill and extra garlic, which I'm gonna taste and see. Now, like I said, this is a dip consistency, so if you were making a veggie dip tray, you could leave it right here, and it will thicken up some in the fridge because that cream cheese will kind of sit back up. Now, of course, if you're doing it for salad like I am, then you would need it thinner. And so I'm going to show you my favorite way to thin it out, but let me taste it really fast. It's so good. It is so good. And this, making your homemade ranch, it is so good. It is so much better for you, but you know, no shame or judgment if you use the mix, because it's totally fine. I actually have mix in my cabinet right now, so I'm not throwing any shade. So it tastes really good. I don't need any more seasoning. It needs to thin it out, so I'm going to use pickle juice. Now keep in mind your salt level may vary, so taste it. And if you don't want to put more pickle juice in there, you could use heavy cream or even a little bit of water. But my salt level is okay, so I'm going to add a little bit of pickle juice because, you know, dill pickle. And I'm going to blend that up really quick and see what the consistency is. Because at this point it's done. You're just getting it to the thickness that you like for your salad dressing. And that's all. Okay. Clean spoon. Yeah, see, now it's getting a little bit better. See that? It's a little bit better, but I'm going to add just a little bit. And you can use your pickle juice. Just add it a couple tablespoons or whatever liquid you use at a time, because you can't thicken it, you know, but you can keep thinning it until you get it there. So just do it a couple tablespoons at a time. Yeah, see, that's how I like mine. I like mine thicker, but I like to where you can drizzle it over the salad. And it is a chunky dressing because it has the pickles in it, but all of that cream cheese has been mixed in, and it's just beautiful, and it tastes amazing. And that's it, guys. I would just basically put this in a mason jar, like a quart wide mouth, and store it in the fridge with the lid on it. And like I said, this will last us a good while, about a week and a half. Anything over that, it may start breaking down on you, so be cautious of that. I'm going to give it one more taste. So good. All right, guys, here's a closer look at the consistency. You'll see how creamy it is. The only lumps in there are pickles. So I hope you guys, oh, it's so good. I cannot, today we're having hamburger steaks and salad. So I can't wait for us to have this. I'm going to go ahead and put this in a jar and get it in the fridge. That is it, you guys. My dill pickle ranch dressing. Remember, the link to the recipe is below. If you've tried dill pickle ranch before, I'd love to hear about it in the comments. If you make this recipe, please share it with me. Let me know what you think. Tag me in comments on your social media. Send me an email. I'll link all that below. And always, if you like what you see here today and you'd like to see more videos, you can always subscribe. Hit that bell option so you can see more. And until the next video, you guys, I'll see you later.